Watch as I talk about the 3 times I thought I was going to die. I am going to take you through the last 12 years of dealing with my disability. Learn about how I overcame seemingly insurmountable circumstances to living my life purpose. My name is Chaundra McGill, host of the new YouTube channel named MySoCalledDisabledLife. I am also a motivational speaker and life coach for the disabled. I am so grateful to be living my life purpose, but it has certainly been a winding road for me to get here. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I attended the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and graduated with a bachelor's degree in English literature, and I have over 15 years of business, writing, marketing, and communications and journalism experience. I was a freelance writer for local print newspapers, regional print magazines, online magazines. I was also the editor-in-chief of a national online magazine, which had editions in Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., New York, Philadelphia, with over 200,000 subscribers. I was also the host and executive producer of a television talk show that aired on cable access. I worked as an associate producer for the ABC network affiliate in Detroit. And I also was a freelance writer for small businesses, community colleges, real estate companies, public relation firms, insurance companies, etc. I moved to Chicago at 28 to broaden my career into marketing and communications. Now, this is the first time I thought I was going to die. At the age of 31, doctors discovered a brain aneurysm and an arterial venous malformation, also known as an AVM, which is tangled up bunch of blood vessels. Without urgent brain surgery, the doctors were giving me 2 weeks to live. While the doctors were performing brain surgery, they were successful in addressing the aneurysm and AVM, but the doctors were removing the tools from the brain. And while they were doing that, an adjacent blood vessel ruptured and I had a stroke on the table. The stroke rendered me temporarily paralyzed. The stroke affected the whole right side of my body. I could not walk. I was in a wheelchair. I lost hearing in my right ear. I woke up with wild eyes, which is both eyes spinning independently like pinwheels, and then they settled unevenly, so I have like double vision. I lost the ability to blink my right eye. I could not write. I couldn't tie my shoe. I had extreme drooping on the right side of my face. The nurses even had to show me like how to swallow again. I forgot how to swallow. 6 months later, I had facial reconstructive surgery. Now, the point of this surgery was to correct the extreme drooping the stroke caused on the right side of my face, and it was to make my face more symmetrical. The surgeon also put a platinum weight in my right eye so I could blink my eye and close my eye. The surgery was a success. It was completely effective and did exactly what it was supposed to do. However, I developed a chronic pain condition that affects a small percentage of stroke survivors after subsequent trauma like a car accident or surgery, like in my case. It's called central pain syndrome. Untreated, all of your muscles ache like you have the worst flu you can imagine. All of your joints hurt as if they are arthritic. And it feels like someone pours gasoline on your skin and lights you on fire. For 7 years, I was either misdiagnosed or under-medicated. You would be amazed at how many pain management doctors don't know anything about central pain syndrome. Originally, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but 2 years into my chronic pain journey, I was properly diagnosed. And the doctor told me that I had central pain syndrome, which is like fibromyalgia times 100. During this time, I was also undertreated. Doctors prescribed me drugs like Lyrica, Trazodone, gabapentin, morphine, Vicodin, Percocet, Dilaudid, fentanyl patches, etc. None of these drugs worked. Finally, after my move to Kentucky 6 years ago, I finally found a pain management doctor that knew what CPS was and how to treat it. Now I am finally taking medication that lowers the level of my pain so I can function with just a moderate amount of pain. At the age of 36, I was experiencing 3-week-long menstrual cycles and very bad cramps. After an ultrasound, doctors found 5 fibroid tumors in my uterus, and one was the size of a grapefruit. I had to have them removed, obviously. I had the option of having them removed, then living with the risk of them coming back and having more surgeries in the future. Or I was given the option to get a partial hysterectomy so the tumors wouldn't come back. I opted for the hysterectomy because the likelihood of me having children were very slim. I was 36 years old. I was already in the high risk area. I was already dealing with previous health issues, and I was taking very strong pain medication. Now, this is the second time I thought I was going to die. At 38, after experiencing some excruciating back pain, I went to the hospital. After an MRI, doctors discovered that my L2 vertebrae was flattened like a pancake due to a tumor in my spine. So basically, I had a broken back. And the reason I had a broken back is because I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a form of bone marrow cancer, and a tumor metastasized in my spine. Unlike other cancers, multiple myeloma only has 3 stages, where most cancers have 4. I was at stage 3, the worst stage of multiple myeloma. Doctors tried to do radiation on the tumor. However, the tumor was radiation resistant, meaning the radiation was not shrinking the tumor at all. This concerned the doctors gravely. They decided to give me a 2-day back surgery. The first day they went in to scrape the tumor out, and the second day they went in and placed a rod in my back to provide support on my back where my vertebrae had been flattened. I had to wear one of those turtle shell back braces for 4 months because of my broken back. And after aggressive and ongoing chemotherapy, I have been in remission for 3.5 years. But my cancer journey has been 5 years. Now, this is the third time I thought I was going to die. After a nearly 30-year battle of depression and anxiety, I tried to commit the ultimate sin. I took 47 Xanax to end decades of turmoil. At that particular place in my life, I was in a very emotionally abusive marriage. My husband was not only using me financially, but he was controlling, he was possessive, and during arguments, he would talk about my disabilities. He would comment on me being deaf in one ear. He would tease me about my walking balance issues that was a result of my stroke. He also even talked about my speech impediment, which is stuttering. So having your husband talk about your weaknesses in an antagonizing way, it just pushed me to the edge. My mother noticed that there was something wrong with my behavior And that's when I told her how many Xanax I took. She immediately called the ambulance. I don't remember anything after that. But my mother told me that the hospital gave me a charcoal solution to combat all of the Xanax in my system. I was immediately transferred to a mental health institution where I spent the next 5 days. I left my abusive husband 1 week after I was released from the mental health facility. Now, I am 43 years old, and I am elated to report that I am the healthiest I have been since I have gotten sick 12 years ago. My central pain syndrome is being managed properly, and I am no longer in excruciating pain. I am in remission from my multiple myeloma. I go to maintenance chemotherapy every week, and my blood work looks excellent according to my nurses. After my 12-year journey through disability, I wanted to give up so many times, and I tried to, but God willing, I'm still here. Harriet Beecher Stowe said, "Never give up. For that, this is the place and the time the tide will turn." If I am still here, it is ordained for me to help people. That is why I've become a motivational speaker and a life coach for the disabled. Regardless of what situation you're in, you could always be a little bit better. And this was my motivation for starting a YouTube channel. My so-called disabled life is a labor of love for me. My vision for the show is to use my life and experience as a disabled woman to inspire others that they can overcome seemingly insurmountable circumstances while highlighting other disabilities and talking about disability issues that are going on in the news and that affects us every single day. If you are enjoying this video, then join the family by subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, join the My So-Called Disabled Life Facebook page to join in lively discussions about disability. Your feedback is always welcome at any time. My So-Called Disabled Life will upload a new show every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 p.m. starting June 27th. So stay tuned.